you don't really want it as bad, because if you liked a guy and you were just trying to pursue him, you would go all out, right? You'd be obsessed. You would make time for him no matter how tired or busy you are. Now, when it comes to your goal, how come you don't see yourself like the best thing ever? Also, I find when I'm sleep deprived, that's when I'm hungry. Like my cravings skyrocket because I'm just miserable and moody. Like I'm just looking for food, but I'm looking for sugar. I'm looking for a quick fix, but all I need is sleep. The body is bodying. I always do fasted cardio, but I started implementing OxyShred. Good morning, guys. We are at the gym right now. We're about to do a fasted workout. I have my OxyShred. I'm not going to talk too much because of the music, but I will tell you what we're doing, what I eat in a day, and also spend the day with me. Right now we're doing our fasted cardio and abs. Typically, I train my abs and core 4 times a week, every other day. If it's not before my fasted cardio session like this morning, then it's usually going to be right before my training, my workout in the evening. But today I was like, nah, let's hit some fasted abs and then head right into our fasted cardio, where I'm going to be doing an interval of jogging and sprinting. Okay guys, we're done the cardio session. I have an hour before my meeting. It's a busy day today. And yeah, we just crushed some abs and cardio. I have a meeting in an hour, and so I don't know if I have time to eat right away, but I'm gonna do this meeting first, and then I'm gonna eat after, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna eat. So let's just go home and get ready. Cardio session was amazing. I always do fasted cardio, but I started implementing OxyShred, and it's honestly been such a game changer, helping me to burn that extra fat. But of course, you have to make sure your nutrition, your training, your sleep is on point. Don't just rely on OxyShred to get you shredded. All right, ready for my meeting. You're only gonna see my face, but the body is bodying. And we're heading back to the gym shortly. So let's do this first meeting, and then we're gonna eat.
A lot of the life experience goes hand in hand with the education that you're going to provide.
Yeah.
And the people ultimately, and this is what they're going to get out of you, ultimately, because you're taking the stairway, not the elevator. And at each stairway, there's a phase of education that you're going to need to get to where you're going.
100%.
And what's going to happen is, don't ever rush the process. Don't ever rush the process, because what you're providing is quality on a one-to-one basis.
Yeah.
And changing one life.
Hello, beautiful people. Okay, let's finally get into what I eat in a day to be this snatched. Yes. And I'm gonna make my breakfast, meal number 1, and then we're gonna get into the day. I'm gonna eat 2 meals before I head back to the gym and do an actual glute session. And we're on day 4 of the time of the month. But on my midsection, all that bloating is going down. I can see my abs again. And I'm sorry guys, I have not updated you on my 6-week journey of my weight loss. So long overdue, it's coming after this video. But yeah, we have everything we need for making an omelet this morning. I eat from 11 till about 8:30. All right, my loves, here is our breakfast. This is meal number 1, 1 cup of egg whites. It's gonna be high in protein. We got our vegetables in there. I have onions, tomatoes, and spinach. And then I added some avocado with a little bit of cheese, lactose-free cheese. And of course, I'm gonna be having a decaf coffee and that is going to be meal number 1. That has helped me get snatched, grow a booty, and today we are going to be doing a mic'd up booty session. So we're going to eat this, and then we're going to eat again in an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then we're going to eat meal number 2 before we head to the gym. So let's eat. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video because we're going to eat a ton of delicious food. That's for the gym, but we're not going to the gym yet. I had to take a nap, okay? I had my 2 clients, and then I was like, I could just go to the gym, but I was just way too exhausted, and I knew that I was gonna have a shitty workout. So I have a client coming up in 1 hour, and I just didn't want to be rushed. I have so many calls today. I didn't want to be rushed knowing that if I'm going to film the workout, at least an hour and 15 minutes. Even though I spaced everything out, I was just like, let me just cancel my nail appointment. I was supposed to go get my nails done. So we're not getting my nails done today. We're gonna go on another day, and I'm gonna be able to eat all of my meals. I'm gonna be able to train. I'm gonna be able to see all of my clients. So that is a priority for today while being well rested. It is day 4 of the time of the month for me. So yeah, I'm already just exhausted. Like, my eyes are tired, and then my man was up snoring yesterday, so I didn't get any sleep last night. So I'm just fighting for my life this week. We are gonna make meal number 2, and we are gonna make a rice pudding. It's gonna be like a creamy rice pudding, and it tastes so good. I prefer to have mine with vanilla protein powder, but I'm gonna show you how to make this right now. I'm gonna have a 1/4 cup, and it's just so good. It's so tasty, and you can add any of your favorite toppings to it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add any toppings. I usually just add a little bit of salt, and it just tastes amazing. You guys know this is like a rice pudding, and this is like the typical, like, I would say a lot of bodybuilders would always supplement this into their meals as a really fast carb source. So if you only have half an hour to get to the gym, then this is a really good meal to have, to just, even in the morning, to just go to the gym with. It's kind of like having oatmeal, but instead you're having white rice. And it does not taste like white rice. It really just tastes like, it tastes like a dessert. But you know what? Since I already told myself that I was gonna have it pre-workout, even though I'm gonna eat 1 more meal before we go to the gym, my mind is already fixated on this and how good it tastes. So we're gonna make it right now. This is what it looks like on the first warm, and I only warmed it up for 45 seconds. We're gonna warm it up again. All right, love, so this is what it's gonna look like, the cream of rice. It's very fluffy, okay? I'm gonna add some salt. And listen, don't knock anything until you try it, okay? Don't knock it until you try it. I'm going to add salt. I add salt to all of my meals because I eat a lot of food. A lot of my food I eat from home, so it's going to be lower in sodium. Then I'm going to add a 1.5 scoops of protein powder. I'm not gonna add any toppings. I'm gonna just add some cinnamon and nutmeg. I only do a 1/4 cup of the rice because it's just way too much when you add water. And so it kind of looks like a little porridge. So nutmeg. Honestly, like, such a treat, especially if you're craving something really sweet. It does the trick. It's so good. And you can also add in some rice cakes. Maybe we'll add in a rice cake, chocolate chip rice cakes. So good with almond butter and some fruit on top. One rice cake, and I'm gonna put it all over. And this is meal number 2. I used to be more obsessed with this over oatmeal. I find oatmeal just sits so heavily on my stomach. It's also slower to digest, but this one just like, it feels really light. All right, my love, so I put a sweater on because anytime I get on a call with clients, I just like to cover my chest. But we're gonna do a mentorship call right now, and we're gonna do a FaceTime audio call. So clients have the option between a face-to-face or just an audio call where we go over their goals and what they're looking to accomplish in life. It doesn't always have to be about fitness, but sometimes you just would like some guidance. And yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna head to the gym.
I haven't started journaling yet, but I did purchase one.
Perfect.
I've been trying to stay on top of, just taking care of me.
Stop you here. When it comes to the alcohol, for me, I didn't just cold turkey say I'm not gonna drink. I kind of just like the mindset you just said, like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. However, I'm just more mindful of how much I consume to the point where I don't lose myself out of character. Like if I'm slurring, if I can't walk, if I'm too loud, things I don't like to see outside. I just don't want it to be me, especially when I'm a leader. So when you view yourself as your higher self, you kind of have to be like, okay, my higher self, if she was going to a business meeting, needs to know how to handle her liquor. It's time for meal number 3, and then we are going to head to the gym. I just finished my 3rd call of the day, and I've got 1 more to go. Remember, I canceled my nail appointment, so I'm going to go on Saturday. So today is Thursday. That is okay. I give a lot of my energy to my clients and to my workouts because I'm gonna film them. And I also like to have a good workout. I just knew that I couldn't put too many things on my schedule for today. And sometimes you just have to say no to things that don't really matter. And my clients mean the most to me. So excited, 1 more to go. And I'm feeling really good after having that power nap. So we're gonna have chicken and rice. Keep it really simple. I'm so excited to show you guys my last meal because it's going to be a bowl, and kind of prepped the beef for later on so I do not have to cook. Honestly, ladies, I'm sure that you see a ton of fancy meals that are aesthetically pleasing when it comes to fitness, but I think you guys are just overcomplicating things. Simple chicken and rice, or just like salmon and rice with some veggies, is all that you need. Okay, you don't need all of this additional stuff to get to your fitness goals, because that is another reason why you're not seeing results, because you're making it way too complicated, doing way too many things. So we're just gonna keep it simple before we hit the gym, and we are gonna add this sweet and heat mustard on top. As you can see, it's almost done. So good. I don't even like mustard, but this makes the dish so much better. And if I wanted to, I could also add some coconut oil just to hold me over. So again, we'd be adding some fats to the dish, but I'm not gonna add any fats because I'm gonna have way more fats tonight in my last meal. So my 2nd meal so far did not have any fats, and my 3rd meal did not have any fats. Only my 1st meal had a little bit of avocado and cheese, kind of more on the leaner side, and that's gonna help me get shredded. But I choose to eat a lot more lean sources of protein rather than like fatty sources. So you didn't see me have an egg today. You haven't seen me have salmon. I haven't had like oils and a ton of oils or nuts and seeds and stuff. And those things are not bad. It's all about your portion size and depending on what kind of goal you are on. And so mine is to, of course, get a lot leaner, get my body tighter without restricting. You can see that my abs are popping. They're finally coming up, and this is day 4 of my period. So the bloating is coming down, and I'll show you guys what my physique looks like. Maybe on Monday, I'll do another what I eat in a day when my body has de-bloated from the time of the month. But we're looking so good. So good. I'm so happy. When you start to see the changes happening and you're like, it's working, and I'm not sacrificing food. This is how I eat. This is how I eat. So I have a method of how I like to shred, and it's not sacrificing food. So I'm not on a caloric deficit. And I'll talk more about that when we are closer to the gym, about kind of like my method of how to lose weight. So yeah, we're gonna eat that real quickly and then we're gonna go and train. I'm so excited to train. I ordered a mic and apparently Amazon is supposed to deliver it very soon here. So hopefully it is here before we leave for the gym so I can be mic'd up. I just wanted to talk about how I stopped becoming lazy and I started to finally start to see results in my fat loss journey while building muscle, because I didn't want to get too skinny. I just wanted to, be able to see my abs and build muscle at the same time. And so I'm going to share a few of the things that worked for me, because a lot of people think that you have to be in a deficit, a calorie deficit. But I knew that when I'm in a calorie deficit, because I am a pro bodybuilder, guys, I have been in a calorie deficit before many times to get myself to the Olympia, to get myself on really big stages and win really great prizes. However, I also noticed how low my energy becomes when I'm eating out of a calorie deficit. And a lot of people don't really realize that all you really have to do is clean up your diet. You need to clean up what you're eating. You shouldn't even be going into a calorie deficit if you have not been eating over 1,700 calories of whole food, nutritious and nutrient dense food. If you are thinking, oh, I just want to lose weight because you've been eating like crap, you just need to start eating better. Once you remove the crap, your body will debloat. Your body will be less inflamed. Once you limit your sugar, limit your alcohol, limit all of your bad eating decisions, okay, like ordering takeout and just always eating out, you will see your body tighten up. And so that's pretty much all I had to do. I told you guys during my 6-week challenge that I was gonna eat out less. So instead of going out every week, I was going out bi-weekly or just once a month, which I believe we've just done once a month. And then I just cleaned up my nutrition. Less sugar, less baking, and I just only eat whole foods right now because I'm eating a ton of food. Roughly, I'm eating 1,700 calories to 1,800, which is not a crazy deficit from where I'm coming from. Definitely don't see myself going anywhere under 1,700 calories. A lot of you guys are starting at 1,400 calories, 1,200 calories, thinking, oh my God, I have to starve myself and eat like a hamster in order to get shredded and see results. No, your energy is gonna plummet, your workouts are gonna suck, you're always gonna be tired, your cravings are gonna be sky high because your body is just craving a fix, craving an instant reward, because that diet, not many people can sustain that. And so unless you're getting ready for a competition, I don't suggest doing any harsh diet. I don't suggest a juice cleanse. I don't suggest going keto. I don't suggest doing anything that is not sustainable. Okay, so cleaning up your nutrition, that is gonna be your best thing to do when you're looking to lean out the body and get shredded. You wanna make sure that you're keeping your glutes, that the glutes are staying full, they're staying big, baby. That's what we're training today. And yeah, so far no mic update if it has arrived, so I don't hear my doorbell ringing. But you guys cannot be starving yourself, eating like a hamster just because you, eat in a deficit. No. Next tip here is going to be, you need to increase your activity levels. So when I started my 6-week journey of losing 10 pounds, it was going a lot slower because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get 10K steps. I'm gonna get 10K steps. But did I get 10K steps daily? No, I didn't. Okay, when you first start your journey, you have to give yourself time to gradually build up the momentum, to get disciplined, to become consistent. Because when I first started, just because I'm telling you guys, this is what I'm doing, behind the camera, I'm struggling. Like, I was struggling to get 10,000 steps. I was getting sometimes 7,000, sometimes 4,000. and you need to really be consistent with 10,000 steps to really see yourself get shredded. So I believe about 3 weeks ago, I got sick of my garbage and I was making an effort to get 10,000 steps in daily without being in a calorie deficit. I was just making sure I was moving my body. And then another thing that I did with increasing my intensity in my activity was being intentional with my training. So knowing that I could lift a little bit heavier, or do more HIIT workouts, or do more plyometric exercises. So more jump squats, more burpees, more ball slams, more sled pushes, more mountain climbers, more abs. I actually started doing more ab exercises as well. So just moving my body more and being really intentional about the choice of movement that I was doing. I also added in some interval jogging. So I did jogging to walking, and not just doing my basic, I'm getting 10,000 steps by moving around. Like, I really wanted to pick up the energy. What happens when you increase your energy, you will not have to go into a major calorie deficit, because the amount of calories that are going to be burnt throughout your workout, throughout your 10K steps, throughout your HIIT workouts, they're gonna bring your calorie intake down, okay? Because now I'm burning about 700 calories. So if I'm consuming about 1,800 calories, I'm pretty much only consuming 1,100 after I've done my full day of activity, okay? A lot of you guys are just not moving enough, or you're not lifting heavy enough or intentional, or you're not pushing yourself. You're not out of pace. You're not doing anything aside from, I just went to the workout, or I did Pilates, or I just walked. No, okay? You guys are lazy. You don't want to move. You don't want to add in energy. Okay, eat more food and you're going to be able to do all of the things I'm talking about, okay? If you're starving and eating like a hamster, you're going to be so tired. So tired. I don't know how you would even have time for back shots. Okay, you're probably the worst person to be giving back shots to. I'm just telling you, eat food, okay? Eat food and increase your activity levels. Train like a beast. You wanna look like a beast? Train like a beast. Even as a bodybuilder, I don't need to eat like a hamster to look this good, okay? You just need to tighten up. Tighten up your mindset, tighten up your bedtime, okay? Because I was editing for 2 channels and I've been so inconsistent on this one, and I apologize. But my main channel is my main channel, right? That's my firstborn. And of course, I have to, make sure that I'm on there religiously. So staying up way too late and sacrificing my sleep. And your body does the most amount of growth, processing during your sleep, rejuvenating during your sleep. So I was just waking up exhausted, no energy, low energy. And so I'm not gonna get my 10K steps in at that point. And so my eyes were hurting. When you're just in lack of sleep, you're not going to be able to crush your goals. So get sleep. It's so important if you want to see results. Also, I find when I'm sleep deprived, that's when I'm hungry. Like, my cravings skyrocket because I'm just miserable and moody. Like, I'm just looking for food, but I'm looking for sugar. I'm looking for a quick fix, but all I need is sleep. I'm just exhausted. So I need you to become really aware, like, are you tired or are you actually hungry? And if you're hungry, eat whole foods. And if you have no whole foods prepped, that's on you. Stop grabbing snacks and start to make some food, okay? If you are single and you are struggling in the kitchen right now, I need you to get better at it, because if you're looking for a provider, a this kind of man, a that kind of man, like, you want to find man that's working out in the gym, okay? Become fine yourself, okay? Make sure you know how to take care of that man. Yeah, another thing that I did was add in HIIT workouts. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already, but HIIT workouts, plyometrics, just move your body. You want to burn those calories? Yes. You do not need to be in a calorie deficit. You just need to eat cleaner foods, and then you're going to see that your body's going to become snatched. You're going to be eating a ton of food. Okay, so how to get motivated? Because everyone's like, how to get motivated? The truth is, there are 2 truths. You either don't want it as bad as you say that you want it, or you just lack proper guidance. You have to remember that, growing up in a Caribbean household, my mother did not fancy fitness. Nobody really talked about fitness. Nobody knew anything about fitness and nutrition. So you are going to be a beginner, which is going to require you to do your research, and proper research, not studying what everyone else is doing, but also using your body as, maybe a science experiment. Not really hating your body along the journey, but loving your body through the transition. But when you feel like you are lost, you need to reach out to a personal trainer, an online trainer. Whether you want to work with me or you want to work with somebody else, you need some type of guidance, okay, guys? You can't just be listening and taking everything off of the internet, or else you're never going to reach your fitness goal, because what may work for someone else may not work for you. So you need somebody to help you customize the program towards your goal, your struggles, your body type, your schedule, okay? Some people work nights. That doesn't mean that you can do what somebody does at 5 a.m. or 8 a.m., okay? What I eat at 8 a.m. or 11 a.m., you're probably sleeping. So not everything is gonna work just because it works for somebody else. And you kind of have to think of it like this. You don't really want it as bad, because if you liked a guy and you were just trying to pursue him, you would go all out, right? You'd be obsessed. You would make time for him no matter how tired or busy you are. Now, when it comes to your goal, how come you don't see yourself like the best thing ever? Right? You would rather go above and beyond for a good time, for some back shots, or for some guy that you like, but you would give up on your goals so quickly. You're not obsessed with your goals. You're not obsessed with getting snatched. You want a quick fix so you can look good for the guy that you like, but you're not willing to put in the actual work to get a better guy that will actually treat you like a queen, and probably treat you and show you a better route in life. Right? Wait for a king and start working on yourself in the meantime. But you should have your goals at the priority of learning how to take care of yourself, especially after 20 years old. Okay, so if you're in your 30s like me, I'm freshly 30. If you're 40, you're 50, you're 60, you should really prioritize your health and not prioritize chasing a man. Okay, because you know, when you really want to do something, you're gonna make the time for it. You don't make time for your goals. You'd rather come home and open a bag of chips and then complain, oh my God, this and that. But if it was a guy, you'd be up and ready. Somehow you found the energy, and you should find the energy for your goals. Find the energy to go to the gym. Find the energy to work out. And remind yourself of what I'm saying every time you want to tell yourself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. No, because if a guy called you up today, you would be up and about, getting your makeup done. It doesn't matter how late you came in from work and how early you have to get up. You would make the time. I have been there. That's why I tell you, I've done it before. So I can see that I am disciplined when I really want something, or when I really like something, or when it benefits me for instant gratification or stimulating me sexually. Listen, check yourself. If you really wanted your goals, your fitness goals, you really wanted your body goals, it would be a priority, and the guy is more of a priority than your fitness goals are. So let's be straight with ourselves and stop thinking that you're gonna need to do a whole diet that you can't even stick to, that's having you eating like a hamster, okay? Because if a guy invited you to a buffet, you would forget about that 1,200 calorie deficit, okay? Let's be really honest here. It's not a priority. You're not obsessed with it. You're obsessed with him. You're obsessed with the validation and somebody being in your company, when you should be highly invested into yourself, okay? So if you really want something, go and work for it, okay? So that is another form of motivation. You don't need motivation. You need to become obsessed with your goals, okay? Everyone's looking for motivation. Yeah, there are so many things in life that you are obsessed with beyond your fitness goals, your health goals, eating well, treating yourself better, talking to yourself better. You don't need motivation. You just need to restructure your mind, because your priorities are mixed up, okay? Somebody needed to tell you that, and that somebody is going to be me. Now we're headed to the gym. We're gonna crush a glute workout, and hopefully Amazon is 5 minutes away with that mic, because I'm gonna bring the big boy. Ooh, she's charging. I'm gonna bring the big boy to the gym, and we're gonna shoot on her. And I really would hope that I can have a mic for this, so we'll see. But let me know if you guys are enjoying the content so far. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, send this and share this to all your girlies. I don't care what age they are. They need this kind of motivation, because we are on the winning team. You can't just have me to yourself, right? And now we're gonna go and get the glutes. I am so crazy. So I don't know, Amazon came up with this. So Amazon came up with this new feature where you can see where your delivery is, where your package is. And yo, I'm waiting for my Amazon delivery. So I figured out where the truck is, and I pulled up because the area was really close. And yeah, I'm waiting for the guy to come out. so I can ask him for my package so I can go to the gym and record with a mic. So hopefully he gives it to me because he passed my house. Got the package. Let's head to the gym. We'll set up the mic there. Let's go. So here's the mic. It's from Hollyland. Apparently it's good. I had the Rode mic and I don't know what happened to one of the connecting parts, so whatever. I really hope I like the sound in this one. All right, y'all, so I did not like the mic. I did not like how it sounds, so we are gonna do a voiceover. I, of course, am starting off with a warm-up for my glutes. We are gonna isolate the glutes by burning them out using the booty band. We're doing a lateral band block and then a standing abduction. The entire workout will be linked down below, and I really hope you guys enjoy my glute building workouts. I honestly love training my glutes. I train them 3 times a week, and usually they are glute focused exercises. And so today we are going to have a glute focused workout, but I'm going to add in some hack squats at the end. And honestly, it was such a busy day. I had 2 phone calls during this workout, so it wasn't my best workout and I didn't have the most amount of energy. And when that happens, I just keep things light. It's all about just showing up to the gym and trying your best. I usually have good workouts. I usually go all out in my workouts within 45 minutes. I do not train over 45 minutes. I usually have a really good intense workout. I'm committed, I'm fully there, I'm not on my phone. If I'm recording, I'm just recording, but I do not text, I do not take phone calls, I do not scroll on my phone. I don't care what's going on. I made time for that workout. I'm all in, and sometimes that's what you need. You need to shut out the noise and just get into your workout. After we're done warming up the glutes, we're going to get into some cable kickbacks. Y'all know I'm the queen for the cable kickbacks. I do them in absolutely every video. I like to hinge forward where I'm at a 45-degree angle. My core is tight, my spine is straight. As you start to return your knee back to starting position, you want to make sure to take your time on the way inwards. And again, keep that core tight. It's all about the squeeze and the motion, y'all. We are going to superset this bad boy with in and out, okay? Throw that booty band back on, and this time we're going to place it right on the calves. We're going to sit low in that in and out, and we're going to be hopping lightly on our feet. Honestly, y'all, I throw in the booty band at any point during our glute workouts or even on the leg days when you're training quads and hamstring. And you gotta also stop and admire your glutes. Gotta stop and admire any muscle you are actually training. Like, what a blessing it is for us to sculpt our body, be able to fuel our body to be healthy, to be alive and thriving and flexible. And we're just able to move, breathe. And we shouldn't take that for granted. So I'm going to be doing another set of the kickbacks and the in and outs for at least 4 sets. Yeah, we're going to be on this machine for a while, and that is okay. I like to gradually increase my weight while the sets go on. No, I think I was saying something to y'all, but the microphone was so terrible, I had to mute the audio. For all my girlies that may have pain in their knees and you're looking to strengthen your knees, you can take out the jumps and do this by just doing in and outs by moving laterally, staying in a low squat with the band on. So you do not have to do the jumps. You can also just really lightly lift your feet off the floor as you're going to gradually be building more strength in your ankles and your knees. But hey, I really want you guys to start to get stronger in your joints and not limit yourself to the exercises or just in life. You want to feel strong. You don't just want to look the part, but you want to feel it in your body and in your joints. So also just make sure your nutrition and your vitamins are on point, and your water and sleep. Everything ties together, okay? It's not just about the look. Now this machine, y'all, I used to do these on the Smith machine, and you can do this on the Smith machine just in case you do not have this machine at your gym, because I had never seen this machine until my new gym had brought it in. So we are going to be here for a bit. I'm going to be doing 4 sets. I'm also going to do some single legs on here as well. I used to do this on the Smith machine, so you can do this on the Smith machine just by propping up a bench, lying at the edge of it, and then, lining your heels and the middle of your feet right on the bar, and then you can just be very light. So usually when I've done it on the Smith machine, I've used about 10 pounds on each side, giving you about 20 pounds total. Right now I believe I have 25 pounds on each side. So it just depends on how sturdy you feel on the machine. But if you would like to try it, just start out really light. It is a really good exercise. Maybe I will do this on the Smith machine in another video to show you how to do it. Let me know down below. All right, so next up, we are actually gonna end off here using the hack squat machine. I had so many calls at this point that my workout was just shot. So I think I'm really just telling you guys that my energy was quite low and my mind was really distracted, and I was just becoming really mentally fatigued. So at that point, I just knew my energy was drained and plummeted. I was just trying my best to finish the workout. And so I'm just going really light and just focusing on mind to muscle connection. Because at the point where my phone is ringing and then I have like client calls as well, my day was just getting longer and longer. And I also had an appointment that I had forgotten about that was another call coming in. So yeah, it was such a mess that day, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Can never complain. So yeah, we're going to be doing a combo here. We're going to be doing good mornings into a squat. So I'm going to be going back to push my glutes back as much as I can with a slight bend in my knees, and then squatting down, driving through my heels on the way up, feeling that pressure in the heel all the way into hamstring and then the glutes, keeping my core tight and my back straight the entire time. I like to keep my chin tucked to my chest while I'm in this padding, so you really can't see the angle of where my head is, but yeah, you want to really keep your chin tucked to your chest. Eventually, I got tired of doing the combo of the hamstring into the squat. So I just started squatting and just really focusing on my hamstring and my glutes, keeping the weight really light. I wasn't going to go up any heavier. Plus, this machine just felt so heavy on this day. I'm not sure why, but I'm definitely going to work my way up to what I usually squat. I know you guys seen in other videos, I usually have 3 plates on each side. That was not the day. That was not the kind of day. So once I start to get tired, I'm just going to do high reps and speed up the pace as well, putting all the pressure into my heels, into my hamstring and my glutes. I'm not really focusing on a deep squat, more so just stretching out my hamstring and my glutes as much as possible, and I definitely felt that the next day. Now I'm finishing off my 10K steps, baby, because that was the goal no matter what, and I'm ending off my last call for the night. Yeah, we had to do it. My camera died. It's now 8:37. I just got off the phone with my last client. It's just been a really busy day. It's always like this, and I try not to get overwhelmed. I need to go home and eat my last meal, but first we're gonna go into the car and have meal number 4. And I feel like I closed out the gym. So yeah, let's go home. Guys, I'm so tired. So tired. We got the water. I think I've trained every day this week, so I'm so tired. Protein powder, 1 scoop of protein, 1 scoop of glutamine, and this is meal number 4. This is gonna hold us over for the next 30 minutes to get home. Oh my God, no way I made this tight. Usually I feel like this by the end of the week. Like, I'm just so tired, mentally tired. But you know what? I think I'm tired because I had my period, because I'm on my period. Hi guys. Hello, beautiful people. Okay, so I'm home now. I am so tired, but what I'm gonna do before I eat meal number 5 is I'm gonna go take a shower, and after that, my meal, everything that I need for meal number 5 is already made, and we're gonna make it, put it together, eat, have some tea, relax, maybe watch some Netflix, and go to bed. That was a busy day for me, and this is what a few days out of the week look like. And then I make sure to go to sleep and just recharge for the next day. So yeah, I'm tired. I'm like mentally tired. I think I'm more mentally tired than physically tired. Tomorrow will be day 5 of my cycle, so I'm sure I'll pick up the energy closer to next week. But look at my braces. My gap is closing in the front of my teeth. And my teeth are getting straight. I get them tightened very soon. I just had the elastics on, so I took them off because everything is just like an exhaust at this point. But I hope this video wasn't too long, and I can't imagine if you are not eating food, like you must be tired all the time. Like I know I'm tired because of the time of the month, so I don't have so much, you know, mental capacity or energy, but I'm not usually like this. But if you're like no energy all the time, that's insane. Insane. Anyways, bye. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.